All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Luke, and I'm the music director here. And to start off our morning, we're going to have two hymns, starting with hymn 1002, Comfort Me, followed by hymn 347, Gather the Spirit. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. This is more comfortable. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appeared all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the soul in later and store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit. Oh, there is no third verse, sorry. It's a musical interlude, guys.
Well, Luke, thank you for that rousing rendition. Good morning and welcome to UUCC. I'm Stephanie Grathwohl, your lay leader today, and I'm thrilled to see everyone here, whether in the sanctuary or joining us on YouTube or Zoom. If you are in the sanctuary, be aware that we record this for YouTube. If you want to avoid inadvertently appearing on camera, you may take a seat near the coffee and the goodies. Please refrain from talking during the recording to avoid unintentional broadcasting. And anything you have that might make a noise, please silence it or turn it off. Visitors are welcome to explore the literature about our UU faith in the entrance and in the community room. You can also join us for social time after the service, in person or on Zoom. There are weekly opportunities to connect with us on the website, which is uucommunitychurch.org. Situated on Shaver Road in Portage, Michigan, our church is on ancestral lands of the Potawatomi and Peoria people. We proudly display a rainbow flag and Black Lives Matter sign, symbolizing our inclusive community dedicated to creating a just and sustainable world. We are a community on diverse spiritual journeys, and we enjoy hearing differing points of view from our minister, Reverend G. Ludwig McCartney, guest ministers, lay leaders, and guest speakers. Today, we're pleased to have Reverend G with us. Thanks to everyone contributing to this morning's service, our greeters, our solid music director, our tech team, coffee hosts, and each of you. Your presence and contributions are truly appreciated. So we have 3 announcements today, and because my Wi-Fi wasn't working, I couldn't destroy the earth one more time and print anything, so please pardon me while I read from my phone. Eric Nelson will be hosting the final Mindful Living Group meeting of the church year on Monday, May 4th, tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Thank you for doing this, Eric. All are welcome to join him for an hour of guided mindfulness practice, gentle community dialogue, and a chance to breathe, reset, and reconnect. Visit our website to register. Our final Thoughtful Thursday for the church year will be on May 14th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. We will be joined by Mahela Raza for a conversation about the role of social justice in Islam. We hope you will join us. Visit the website for more information. And pardon me, that should be Islam. Next Sunday, May 10th, we'll be celebrating Flower Communion, the uniquely Unitarian Universalist celebration of beauty, human uniqueness, diversity, and community. If you plan to join us on site next Sunday, please bring a flower to share from your yard, your favorite florist, or this is something I did one time, I'm ashamed to say, even from the roadside to place in the communal vase. And we get to take one or more home with us. Thank you. Today, globally, Unitarian Universalists continue to light the chalice. As truth seekers, we pursue a resilient truth that withstands questioning and doubts. The flame serves as a constant reminder of our shared values, bringing them to life in our community. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now it's time for meditation. Eric, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I think I'll start our practice today with some deep breathing, because if we just go straight into meditation, you may be going to sleep. So get some energy going a little bit. So maybe take 4 or 5 deep breaths, and inhaling energy in and relaxing, letting any tension flow out with each out breath. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, kind of settling the nervous system here. And one more slow, deep breath. Inhaling all the way in and deeply exhaling, relaxing, letting go on the exhale. And now just noticing the body, noticing the feet on the floor, the sits bones on the chair. So this being with sensations in the body right now, just shifting from maybe the thinking mind to the body, feeling the breath in the body. And I'll start with a reading, just a brief reading, and then we'll move into our practice. This is by Hafiz. It felt love. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of life against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. So just moving into our practice now, and this will be primarily kind of a body practice and a being with sensations in the body. And this is a simple practice, but very powerful in kind of soothing the nervous system, shifting out of the reactive, busy mind, and just coming into present moment experience of the body right now. So again, this taking a deep breath and feeling that breath in the lower abdominal area around the navel. And just maybe have a sense of what it feels like as that area around the navel and the lower belly there rises and falls with each breath. So this breathing in through that area of the belly, breathing in, and then having a sense of that breath flowing out of the belly as we just rest in the sensation of that in and out breath through the belly. And if there's any tension in that area, just inviting the abdominal area to just soften and relax with each out breath. And then moving the attention up above the belly, kind of in the solar plexus area there between the abdominal area and the rib cage where it meets there in the center. And just having a sense as we breathe in and out, breathing in through that solar plexus area and breathing out through the solar plexus, and just being with that energy. Again, if there's tightness there or contraction, just inviting that area to soften and release on each out breath. And then moving the attention up into the chest area, into the center of the chest where the heart is. Again, having a sense of breathing in and out of that area of the chest and allowing any tension to soften and release on each out breath. And moving the attention up into the throat area now. Again, this breathing through that area, breathing in, kind of below the Adam's apple there, into the throat area. Relaxing and releasing on the exhale. And then bringing the attention up into the head itself. And just, it's just kind of an odd experience, but it's having a feeling of inhaling through the ears and the eyes and the mouth, energy coming in. And as you exhale, just all the tension that might be in the head and the neck and the shoulders, just releasing on the exhale. And if that causes tension, you can just go back to the throat area. It causes a little bit of a headache feeling, just move back to the throat. And finally, just noticing the area at the back of the head where the neck and the skull kind of meet there in the what they call the medulla oblongata there. And just inhaling through the back of the head there at the base of the skull, the top of the neck. And as you exhale, if you want, just visualizing energy dropping down from that area all the way through the neck and the shoulders, the arms and the hands. Breathing in energy and releasing that energy through the body, to the upper body. Releasing it down through the back and the hips, all the way to the toes. Breathing in through the neck area there, and then just releasing that energy through the entire body, down through the arms, the back, the hips, the legs, the feet, the toes. And feeling the feet grounded on the earth now, on this Mother Earth. And recognizing the deep interconnection of this body to this Mother Earth body with each breath we take, each morsel of food we eat, each glass of water we drink. We participate in this web of life. The sense of this separate body is just that. It's a mental concept. We're deeply interconnected with one another, our family, our friends, and this earth, the plants, the trees, the wind, the oceans, the animals. And then we just end with kindness towards all beings. Bring the attention back up into the heart now. And I'll tap the bell at the end of each of these statements to just have a sense of radiating out loving kindness in all directions across this vast universe. Trusting that this mysterious experience that maybe quantum physics is beginning to just touch in a little bit, that this energy of loving kindness has the power to transform ourselves and the world around us at some subtle levels. So we begin with ourselves. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. And extending this wish to all beings. May all beings be happy and joyful in this moment. May all beings be healthy in mind, healthy in body, healthy in spirit. Just having a sense of radiating out those words from the heart to this room, to this planet, to this universe. May all beings know inner peace and peace in all their relationships. May all beings be free from suffering and free from the causes of suffering. May all beings live with ease. May all beings live with ease. And I'll close with a reading by Ramon Jimenez. I am not, whoops, I'll change that. I'll read Oceans by Jimenez. Oceans by Jimenez. I have a feeling that my boat has struck down there in the depths against a great thing, and nothing happens. Nothing. Silence. Waves. Nothing happens. Or has everything happened, and are we standing now quietly in the new life? I have a feeling that my boat has struck down there in the depths against a great thing, and nothing happens. Nothing? Silence? Waves? Nothing happens? Or has everything happened, and we are standing now quietly in the new life? Thank you.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide open, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there is no telling who that it's naming. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Come senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has told. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't realize what you can understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. The old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing.
Good morning, you wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you for coming on this beautiful, crisp Sunday morning. Coming here to the sanctuary, joining on the holy interwebs or in Zoomlandia. However you choose to join us is perfect. Thank you all who've contributed to this Sunday experience. Nancy and Joe and Diane working the ropes there on AV, and Nancy welcoming us, and whoever prepared the coffee and the goodies back there. I see that I'm looking forward to a couple of things back there after church, after service. And of course, Luke. And listen, Luke, when the song wants to be sung, who are we to put an end to it?
I'm not going to hear the end of this.
We don't make the rules. And Eric, thank you. You put me in a very deeply meditative state. It's very unfair. I had to come out of it and now find words to give you this morning, when really I should be in an even deeper meditative state after that. So anyway, good to see you all. We're going to time travel. We often do on Sundays, don't we? So no different today. We're going back to a cold December in 1938. Our man is Nicholas Winton. Who here heard of him? You will now. Lives in England, 29, and he's a stockbroker. And he has a very comfortable life. Loves sports, very good at fencing. Loves skiing. And in fact, he has this vacation planned for 2 weeks in Switzerland to go ski in the Alps. And he's all packed, ready to go. And his buddy calls him from Prague and says, dude, you got to cancel your trip and you got to come to Prague. There's something here you just need to see. So think about this. He's 29. He already knows. He's paying attention. He's one of those guys who's keeping himself very informed. So he's aware of the changes, rapid changes in Europe. The Sudetenland has already been given to Hitler. And he knows that there are refugees. He knows that there's suffering that humans have not experienced in a long time. And I can only imagine, being 29, you have a fun ski trip planned to Switzerland with friends, that he might have hesitated. And the easiest excuse is to say, sorry, I've got plans. But he goes ahead and cancels his trip and goes to Prague instead. And he finds their pendelirium. It's just suffering at a scale that he couldn't have imagined. There's refugees everywhere. It's cold. These people some of them have been twice displaced already. Austria has already fallen. So some have fled from Austria, some from Sudetenland. Some are housed in church basements with strangers, hostels, some in these makeshift little things on streets. And there's children everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And these children just don't understand, like, what happened? How come that all of a sudden, this is where we live, our circumstances have changed so dramatically, and why is it that our parents look like this now, instead of what they used to look like? And we thought of them as all powerful and all capable, and they seem so defeated. And this is the Prague that he arrives to. And he takes a look at it, and he thinks he's got to do something. He doesn't know what to do, so he goes back to his hotel room, he borrows a typewriter, and he starts writing names. And because he's a stockbroker, so he's methodical in his thinking, and he understands odds, and he's comfortable with making these decisions with the odds against the odds. And he thinks about it, and he realizes he can't help them all. That's not possible. But what he can try is help the children. And so he goes to his hotel room, borrows his typewriter, and starts writing letters. Letters to the Home Office in England, to all kinds of embassies, governments, the US government. He receives a response from a low-level US government employee who says, sorry, there's nothing we can do. Later he said, what a shame. If only they would have helped, we could have saved so many children. He writes these letters. Then he goes and takes pictures of these children and types up their names. And he creates identification cards for these kids. And he goes to the British Embassy and tries to get them into Great Britain. And they're giving him all kinds of bureaucracy, you know. They're requiring forms from him that don't yet exist. No one has yet imagined them into existence. And those are the forms they want from him. It's like they wanted him to fail. And I want you to think about this. You are set up to do something. Something big, something difficult, something that costs you something, requires a great investment of time, of self, of energy. And then it's roadblocks. And you hit the first door and it's shot in your face and you say, well, that's okay. You know, it's just the first door. It's just the first obstacle. But then it's the second, then the third, and the fourth, and the fifth door that's shut in your face. How do you start feeling? Like, what goes on inside you? Because I can imagine that there would be a voice, one from the inside, and one maybe even from my friends and families who would say something like, gee, maybe this is the universe telling you to simmer down. Maybe this is the universe's way of communicating that maybe not now. this is not the time. That, this is just not going to work. And I think the genius of Nicholas Winton is that he either had an inability or unwillingness to listen to that voice. Because who are we when it matters? We are the sum of our ordinary days, of what we do on our ordinary days, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. And it's not glamorous. And sometimes it's just so difficult, and sometimes it's roadblock upon roadblock upon roadblock. So he has to return to England because, remember, he's there on vacation. He extends his vacation, which his job begrudgingly allowed him to, but eventually he returns to England. During the day, he goes to work as a stockbroker. At night, he writes letters, he writes lists, and the thing he said, he lived to be 106, by the way. The thing he said was, what really surprised him when he got to Prague was how many agencies there were who were trying to help, and how they were absolutely not communicating with each other. Because they all had a case of we know bestitis. And they just would not communicate with each other. So he wrote a letter to each agency, and he said, the British government will fund you, and unless you show up, so it will fund you if you show up at this meeting at such and such date and such time. All the other agencies have already agreed to show up at such and such date, such and such time. And if you don't come, you will not receive any support from the British government. And so they all came. He got them into one room. And he said, look at each other. This is what brought you into the same room. You could do so much if you pooled your resources together, and you are just not willing. Like, come on now. And he brings them together. Genius. Of course, there was no support from the British government. But it opens their eyes that there's another way. Even if he had to do it cunningly. But there's another way. So now he gets to have these different agencies working together. Rescue agencies. The British government finally agrees to issue identity cards to these children, and they require £50. This is 1938. 1939 by now. 1939, January, February, March, they require £50 for each child. This in case the war ends and they need to send them back, this will cover their fare back to Europe to be reunited with their parents. And so he's raising funds, and sometimes he can raise funds and sometimes he can't, and when he can't, he just pays himself the £50 per child. But there's another thing I want you to think about. You are that parent. And that's your kid. And some of them were 2-year-old. Some of them were 12. Anything in between. And the level of desperation you must feel to hand your child over to a total stranger. Put them on a train. I think probably they never, ever, ever forgot the smell, the sounds surrounding them, those whistles in the train station. The children could carry a bag. They had tags around their necks, much like luggage do. Be that parent who is so desperate and so love their children that they're willing to give them up and send them away, not knowing if they'll ever see them again. And most of them didn't. Most of them didn't. What it must have cost them. I imagine everything. Everything. Between March and August of 1939, he organized 8 trains, and those 8 trains carried a total of 669 children to safety. Those trains ran through occupied territory into the Netherlands, all the way occupied territory, and then across the channel into Great Britain. And he pulled it off. And then he had the 9th train scheduled for the 1st of September 1939. The parents were notified. The bags were packed. The children were ready. And then on the 1st of September 1939, Hitler attacked Poland. Great Britain within hours declared war. The borders were closed. The 9th train never left. 250 children never left the station. Of the 250 children, not one of them made it. They all perished in concentration camps. Think about that. The toll it must have taken to know that he had done all the right things. He made all the right decisions. And the 9th train could never leave the station with 250 children on board. He never spoke of what he had done during the Second World War to anybody. He went unmarried, never told his wife about it, never told anybody anything about it. He had a book with all the names and the pictures, and he put that in a suitcase and put it up in the attic. In 1988, his wife was organizing the attic and found the suitcase, opened it, and found this book. And he looked through it, she looked through it, and she was amazed. Wow. Wow. She had no idea that her husband was part of something like this. So she called the BBC. And there is a show called That's Life. And they invited Nicholas Winton to be part of this show, just be in the audience. And he went, okay. He got an invitation, he went. He was 79 at the time, 79. And he sat in the front row, and the host came and held up the book. And he was surprised, held up the book, opened it, and said, is there anyone in the audience today who has this man to thank their life? And the room stood. These were all those children who had grown into adults, and their children and their grandchildren. You know, the story goes, man goes on vacation for 2 weeks and ends up with 15,000 children. He stood up, looked around, and couldn't believe his eyes. He said that was a very emotional moment. He wiped away tears. He had no idea what an impact his organizing had on these lives. He said, I just did what I had to. I just put one foot in front of the other. He didn't think he was special. He didn't think he was a hero. He said, well, the entire time he really was not in terrible danger. It's true that the Gestapo had him followed in Prague, but they didn't actually hurt him. And he didn't feel like he was a hero or anything special. I just did what I had to. Did what I had to. Who are we when it matters? We are the sum of our ordinary days. We are the sum of what we do when we have to. Last week, I spoke in South Bend. And I gave that talk to Transformers. Who here was here when I gave that talk of Transformers? About Harriet Tubman and Dietrich Bonhoeffer. And so when I was done with that talk, a gentleman came up to me and he said, wow, that was a good talk, and you know what I think? I think that considering what we are going through today, we now have to find that one elegant solution that will just take care and solve our problems. And I listened to him and I had to disagree. And I said, you know, honey, I don't think Harriet Tubman knew that she was doing anything special when she kept going back to free slaves. I don't think Matai, Wangar Matai, thought she had an elegant solution. All she saw that the earth is eroding and she had a shovel and some seeds and she just planted them. It's like, it doesn't look like anything special when you find a solution. When you do it, you don't know how far into the future your actions will echo. You can't know that. You just do it because you cannot do otherwise. Because if you did do otherwise, you would become someone you are no longer recognizing. And that's why you do it. You just do what you have to. The problem also with thinking that we have to find that elegant solution is that it's paralyzing. If you don't find that elegant solution, or it doesn't look that way, then why would I do anything? It's not the elegant solution. So do what you can, because you are the sum of your ordinary days. All of us are. He never talked, ever, about what he had done, because he didn't think he was anything special or that he was a hero. And I think that we could also think that surely we're small. As individuals, we're tiny. What can we do? As a church, we are small. What can we do that might matter? When we are facing tyranny of such magnitude that we are, injustice of such magnitude that we are facing, what can we do? What could it matter? And here's what I can say. That you are right. We don't know where is the room where people will stand. And when will they stand because of our actions here today? But I do believe we are building the room. With every letter we write to representatives who seem to not listen, with every meeting we go to, council, city council, every conversation we have that is significant, and it might not happen without us. We are building that room. We are the sum of these ordinary days. We say that we are a diverse group of people united by love, working for justice. And these are not just slogans. This is who we are. If we didn't do that, we would become someone we no longer recognized. This is our commitment to ourselves and to the world. Diverse people, united by love, working for justice. So when you are thinking that you are too small to create a wave or a change, think of Nicholas Winton. He had no idea what sort of room he was building. He had no idea that there would be 15,000 people, because of the children and grandchildren, who directly thanked their lives to him. He got knighted or lauded, I don't know what's the right expression. Knighted. He got knighted by Queen Elizabeth. He got all kinds of accolades once it all came to life, what he had done. But that's not what he did it for. He did it because he couldn't do otherwise. Had he done otherwise, he wouldn't have recognized himself anymore. So take it to heart. Do what you have to. And do it even when your inner voice or somebody else's voice might say, this might be the universe telling you. It's time to maybe quit or shift. If this burns in you, still burns in you, then keep doing it. Because you are the sum of your ordinary days. May we make them matter. And so it is. Thank you.
Our lives are filled with many blessings. Let's come together with gratitude and love to share a part of these gifts to support our faith community. You can show your love by giving in a practical way to keep our space vibrant and share our positive message. On the screen, there are ways to give, and our ushers are here to collect your offerings. Together, we make a meaningful impact through our shared generosity. Thank you in advance.
I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you. The world is in great pain, she needs our love again, again. But there are those who fail to see what we have done and what we need. There is a cause for every act, and now there is no turning back. We burn a bridge, we make a drum, hidden to rise. The time has come to stand for love, to stand for peace, to stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true, to stand for hope, to stand for you. If you're thinking it's not urgent, that we've got more time to give, if I'm not the one who'll change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So I will climb that mountain one step at a time. I won't be swayed, I will not stop till we make it to the top, where we will stand for love and peace. We'll stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. We'll stand for hope, we'll stand for you.
As we extinguish the chalice, let us remember to keep the flame awake and alive in our souls, and let the light of the chalice bind us together, showing us the way. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
May you find in the ordinary courage of your ordinary days the extraordinary person you have always been. And so it is.